funny the little things you remember, isn't it? I remember the slightly too loud hum of the airplane engines, the crisp, almost sterile smell of first class, and the way the flight attendant smiled, a genuine smile, not one of those plastered-on ones. I'd cashed in a mountain of air miles, a little treat to myself after a tough year. My own kids, Lily and Tom, were with their mum for the school holidays, and a solo trip, even a short one for work, felt like a strange sort of luxury. I'd just settled in with a glass of orange juice, too early for anything stronger, when I saw them. Two little girls, maybe 7 and 9, their eyes wide as dinner plates, peering into the first-class cabin. They had matching sparkly backpacks and pigtails that bounced with every excited jig. Behind them, a woman, presumably their mum, looked harried. She was trying to juggle a couple of carry-on bags, shushing the girls gently, and her face was etched with that familiar look of parental stress I knew so well. My heart gave a little squeeze. They reminded me so much of Lily and Tom at that age, that pure, unadulterated excitement about something as simple as getting on a plane. I watched as the mom guided them past first class, towards the back. I could see the younger one's face fall a little as she realized they weren't stopping. Something just clicked in me. It wasn't a grand thought, just a simple feeling. I remembered a flight years ago when Lily was tiny and had an ear infection. We were stuck in coach. She was wailing, and I felt so helpless, so judged by the annoyed glances. Before I could talk myself out of it, I unbuckled my seatbelt and walked towards the flight attendant. "Excuse me," I said quietly. "Those two little girls who just walked by with their mum, could I possibly swap my seat with them? Or maybe just give them my seat and I'll take an empty one in coach if there is one?" They looked so excited. The flight attendant blinked, then a warm smile spread across her face. "That's incredibly kind of you, sir. Let me see what we can do." She spoke to the mum, who looked back at me, first with confusion, then with a dawning look of surprise and gratitude. A few minutes later, the two girls were practically vibrating with excitement as they buckled into my spacious seat. The younger, one, with bright pink bows on her pigtails, kept peeking over the seat at me with a shy, gap-toothed grin. Their mum mouthed a heartfelt, "Thank you," and I just nodded, feeling a warmth spread through me that had nothing to do with the cabin temperature. Found an empty middle seat in economy right near the back. It was a bit cramped, sure, and the legroom was a distant memory, but honestly, I didn't mind. I felt good. It was a small thing, but seeing those girls so happy, it was worth it. I leaned my head back, closed my eyes, and thought about my own kids, hoping they were having a good time. Being a single dad, these moments of connection, even with strangers, felt important. The flight was uneventful. I dozed a bit, read a chapter of a book I wasn't really into, and mostly just let my mind wander. As we began our descent, I started gathering my things ready to deplane and get on with my day. Once we landed and the seatbelt sign dinged off, there was the usual rush. I was just waiting for my turn to shuffle out when I felt a light tap on my shoulder. I turned, expecting someone asking to get by, and then my world just stopped. Standing there with a hesitant smile was the girl's mom. But it wasn't just any mom, it was Sarah, my ex-wife, the mother of Lily and Tom. My heart didn't just stop, it felt like it tripped over itself and fell flat. I hadn't seen her face clearly before, just a glimpse of dark hair and a stressed frown from a distance as they boarded. And it had been, 3 years since we'd seen each other in person, for more than a hurried school pickup exchange. She'd cut her hair shorter. There were a few more lines around her eyes. Beautiful lines, testament to laughter, and, I knew, worry. But it was unmistakably her. Mark, she said, her voice a soft question, full of disbelief. Is that really you? I could only nod, my throat suddenly tight. Sarah, what are you doing here? We were, she gestured vaguely, going to visit my sister. A little, surprise trip for the girls. Then her eyes, those familiar hazel eyes that I knew better than my own, widened further as a new realization hit her.
Our girls, Lily and Mia, you gave up your seat for our daughters? It was my turn to be stunned. Lily and Mia. The names were different from my kids, but the age, the energy. My mind raced. I hadn't even registered their names
properly. I'd just seen 2 little girls. My daughters with Sarah were older now, teenagers. These weren't my Lily and Tom, but the shock of seeing Sarah, of her being the mom of these particular girls I'd helped, it was a lot. Oh, I managed, a weak sound. No, my kids are Lily and Tom, they're older. These girls, they just reminded me of them when they were little. The cabin air suddenly felt thick, hard to breathe. A wave of emotions washed over Sarah's face. Relief, then a touch of embarrassment, followed by that soft, grateful smile again. Well, whatever the reason, Mark, it was an incredibly sweet thing to do. They were so thrilled. This Lily hasn't stopped talking about the nice man. We stood there for a moment, the flow of deplaning passengers parting, around us like a river around a rock. It was awkward, charged, yet strangely, not entirely uncomfortable. Old memories, good and bad, flickered between us. The life we'd built, the dreams we'd shared, the reasons it all fell apart. It was nothing, I finally said, finding my voice. They looked so happy. Anyone would have done it. Not everyone, she corrected gently. Thank you. Really. She paused. It's good to see you, Mark. You look well. You too, Sarah, I replied. And I meant it. You too. The 2 little girls, her Lily and Mia, came bouncing up then, their faces bright. Mommy, that was the bestest, the younger one chirped. Then she saw me. Thank you, mister, she said, beaming that gap-toothed smile again. I knelt down to her, level. You're very welcome, sweetie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. As we finally made our way off the plane into the bustling terminal, Sarah and I walked together for a bit, a strange, unspoken truce in the air. We talked a little about her sister, about my work trip. It was surface-level stuff, but underneath, there was a current, an awareness of the years and the history that lay between us. When we reached the point where our paths would diverge, she hesitated. Mark. Yeah? Maybe. Maybe we could get coffee sometime when you're back, just to, catch up properly. I looked at her, really looked at her, perhaps for the first time in years, without the filter of past hurts. And I saw the woman I'd once loved, the mother of my children, and now a fellow traveller who'd unknowingly been the recipient of a small act of kindness that had, in its own way, reconnected us, if only for a moment. I'd like that, Sarah, I said, a genuine smile finally reaching my own lips. I'd like that a lot. As I walked away towards baggage claim, I couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs, of creating these unexpected moments of connection. I'd set out to do a simple, kind thing for a stranger, and in doing so I'd stumbled into a moment with someone from my past that felt significant. Maybe, just maybe, that single kind gesture on a routine flight was the start of something.
New, or at least a different kind of chapter. And that, I realized, was a pretty good feeling.